Most people imagine America as a land of skyscrapers, crowded highways, neon lights, and cities that never sleep. They imagine noise, speed, dreams running faster than time. But far beyond the tall buildings and loud streets, hidden like forgotten pages of an old book, there exists another America. An America that breathes slowly, softly, quietly. This is the world of the American village. A world many outsiders never see, yet it holds the oldest heartbeat of the country. Village life in the United States begins long before dawn. The darkness is still thick over the land, turning everything into silhouettes. Trees stand like quiet guardians, barns glow faintly under moonlight, and the wind moves with the sound of distant rustling fields. This is the hour when America is the most honest, before work begins, before machines start, before humans fully awaken. In a small wooden house, miles away from the nearest town, an old farmer slowly ties the laces of his boots. He doesn't need a clock. His body knows the rhythm of the land. Outside, a thin fog hangs low over the grass, brushing gently against his legs as he walks. The ground crunches beneath him. The air smells of wet earth and morning dew. He enters the barn, and the warmth of animals greets him, soft breaths, shuffling hooves, the quiet trust between man and nature. For most villagers, life revolves around the land. It teaches them patience. It rewards hard work. It punishes carelessness. Every seed they plant carries hope, and every harvest carries gratitude. In cities, people work for money. But here, people work for survival, and for love. As the sky brightens, the entire village begins to stir. Houses that look like silent shadows suddenly glow with soft yellow lights. Roosters crow from distant backyards. The sound of a pickup truck starting echoes across the open valley. A woman steps outside to water her small garden, a garden she knows like a friend, remembering which flower bloomed on which day of spring. Children yawn their way into kitchens where breakfast is always warm. No rush. No traffic. Just time, moving at a human pace. The village school sits at the center, small but full of stories. Children arrive on old yellow school buses that drive across miles of open land to collect them. Their laughter travels far, because in a place this quiet, every small sound grows wings. They play under tall maple trees, climb fences, run barefoot on grass still damp from morning dew. Their world is not made of screens and signals, but of dirt roads, fireflies, and fields that stretch farther than their imaginations. Village houses are never just houses. They are histories made of wood and nails. Some were built by grandparents or great-grandparents, their hands leaving traces in every corner. Inside, old black and white photos rest on shelves, showing faces that lived through wars, droughts, storms, and celebrations. Rocking chairs creak softly on porches where elders sit every evening, watching the same road they've watched for decades, noticing every change, every new car, every visitor, every shift in season. Communities in these villages are different from the rest of the world. Doors are rarely locked. People recognize each other by footsteps, not by phone numbers. If someone's barn roof leaks, 5 neighbors show up with tools before he can ask for help. If someone's field floods, the community doesn't wait for officials, they come together with tractors, ropes, and strength. Help here is not a favor. It is a tradition. Yet the beauty of American village life also hides a silent mystery. How does this world survive in a time when everything is fast, digital, and modern? Why do people choose simplicity over comfort? Why do they stay? Some say it's the quietness. A rare kind of silence found only in open lands. A silence that teaches your heart to speak. Some say it's the land itself. Fields that have known their families for generations. Soil that has carried their stories. Trees that stood witness to every birth, every loss, every celebration. Others say it's the sky. Because here, the sky looks different, endless, untouched, and heavy with stars. At night, When the village lights fade, the Milky Way stretches across the darkness like a river of ancient light. Children lie on the grass and count falling stars. Adults sit on their porches, wrapped in warm blankets, listening to crickets, and to their own thoughts. Life here is not perfect. Storms can destroy fields. Winters can isolate families. Jobs are fewer, and opportunities smaller. But even in challenges, there is a kind of strength, an understanding that the village survives not because of convenience, but because of connection. As evening approaches, shadows grow long across the land. The sky turns orange, then red, then purple, painting the world in colors no camera can fully capture. Families gather for dinner, usually cooked from their own gardens, their own animals, their own hands. It's not just food. It is pride. It is identity. Later, when darkness returns, the village becomes a completely different world. The roads empty. The fields fall silent. But the heart of the village continues beating, through the lights that glow softly in windows. Through the old radio playing in a living room. Through the distant bark of a dog guarding its home. And somewhere, in one of these small houses, an elder begins to tell a story. A story about the past. About ancestors who survived storms and built homes with nothing but hope. Children listen quietly, their faces glowing in the warm light of a table lamp. Stories like these are not just entertainment, they are the glue that holds generations together. This is the true America. Not the America of noise, crowds, or endless rush. But the America of peace. Of land. Of memory. Of community. Of mysteries whispered through the leaves and carried by the wind. A world where life is simple. But never small. A world where people are ordinary. But their stories are extraordinary. A world where every sunrise feels earned. And every sunset feels like a blessing. This is USA Village Life. A reminder that beyond the chaos of modern times, there still exists a place where the soul can breathe. And where time itself slows down. Just enough for life to feel human again.